The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is one of the most enduring and complex conflicts in modern history. It has spanned decades, involving numerous wars, uprisings, and peace efforts. The roots of this conflict are deep, intertwined with historical, religious, and political factors that have shaped the region for centuries. The conflict has led to immense suffering on both sides, with countless lives lost and communities torn apart. It is a story of displacement, of families forced to flee their homes, and of generations growing up amidst violence and uncertainty. The images of war-torn city streets and the sounds of protests echo the pain and frustration felt by many. However, it is crucial to approach this topic with a balanced perspective. Focusing solely on the suffering of one side and presenting a one-sided view of the history does a disservice to the complexity of the situation. Both Israelis and Palestinians have their narratives, their grievances, and their aspirations for peace and security. Understanding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict requires delving into the historical context, examining the key events and figures that have shaped the course of the conflict. It involves looking at the impact of colonialism, the role of international powers, and the various peace processes that have been attempted over the years. In this series, we aim to provide a comprehensive and nuanced exploration of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. We will hear from voices on both sides, from historians, political analysts, and those who have lived through the conflict. Our goal is to foster a deeper understanding and to highlight the human stories behind the headlines. Join us as we embark on this journey to uncover the complexities and seek pathways to peace. Don't forget to subscribe to Real History, and please let me know your opinion in the comments box. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is incredibly complex, and portraying it as the suffering of only one side is neither accurate nor ethical. It is crucial to acknowledge the suffering and losses experienced by all parties involved. Additionally, using language that demonizes one side while portraying the other as victims can contribute to the spread of misinformation and harmful stereotypes. Instead of focusing on a one-sided narrative, I can offer resources and information that present a more nuanced and balanced perspective on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This includes a historical context. To truly understand the complex and often contentious history of the region, we must delve into several key periods and movements that have shaped its current state. The early 20th century was a time of significant change and upheaval in Palestine. During this period, the Zionist movement began to gain momentum, driven by the desire to establish a Jewish homeland in response to centuries of persecution and the rise of nationalist sentiments among Jewish communities worldwide. Archival footage of Zionist gatherings from this era shows the fervent hope and determination of those early pioneers. Simultaneously, Palestinian nationalism was also on the rise, as the local Arab population sought to assert their own identity and rights in the face of increasing Jewish immigration. The British Mandate period, which lasted from 1920 to 1948, was a particularly pivotal time. British soldiers patrolled the streets, and maps from this era show the administrative divisions imposed by the Mandate authorities. This period saw significant political and social changes, as well as growing tensions between Jewish and Arab communities. As we move into the 1940s, the situation became even more volatile. The end of World War II and the horrors of the Holocaust led to increased international support for the establishment of a Jewish state. However, this was met with fierce resistance from the Arab population, leading to a series of violent confrontations. Historic footage from the 1948 Arab-Israeli conflict captures the intensity and chaos of this time, marking the beginning of a long and ongoing struggle that continues to shape the region today. Key events and turning points, exploring major events like the 1967 Six-Day War, the Palestinian Intifadas, and the Oslo Accords, examining their impact on both sides. Perspectives of both sides providing insights into the narratives, grievances, and aspirations of both Israelis and Palestinians. Peace efforts and challenges. Analyzing past peace initiatives and the obstacles that have hindered a lasting resolution. Humanitarian impact, examining the human cost of the conflict, including casualties, displacement, and the social and economic consequences for both Israelis and Palestinians. By providing a balanced and factual account, I aim to foster understanding and empathy for all those affected by this complex conflict. Remember, peace can only be achieved through dialogue, empathy, and a willingness to listen to each other. It is through these conversations that we can begin to understand the perspectives and experiences of those who may seem different from us. By opening our hearts and minds, we can bridge the gaps that divide us and find common ground. This is especially true in the context of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, where the histories and narratives of both sides are deeply intertwined and complex. Understanding the historical context is crucial for any meaningful dialogue. The stories of individuals, families, and communities on both sides of the conflict reveal the human cost of the ongoing strife and the deep-seated desire for peace. Cultural exchange events and community meetings are vital platforms where people can share their stories and learn from one another. These interactions foster mutual respect and empathy, which are essential for any lasting resolution. The images of war-torn areas and the daily struggles of civilians highlight the urgent need for a peaceful resolution. Civilians often bear the brunt of the conflict, facing hardships that disrupt their daily lives and futures. Engaging with soldiers and understanding their experiences can also provide valuable insights into the complexities of the conflict. Media coverage, such as newspapers and reports, plays a crucial role in shaping public perception and understanding of the conflict. It is important to approach these sources critically and seek out diverse perspectives to gain a well-rounded understanding. Journalists, researchers, and mediators all play pivotal roles in the quest for peace. Journalists bring attention to the realities on the ground, often at great personal risk. Their reporting can influence public opinion and policy decisions. Researchers delve into historical documents to uncover the roots of the conflict and provide context for current events. Mediators work tirelessly to facilitate dialogue and negotiate solutions, often behind the scenes. Their efforts are crucial in creating an environment where peace can flourish.